Salutations! Welcome to Jemibook Sews, where I take you on adventures with me and my sewing machine. In today's video, we'll be discussing all about my February sewing makes, fails, attempts, and some little projects. Let's get right into it! My first make for the month is Simplicity 1590. I actually started on this last March. This was one of my first makes when I got back into sewing. I went to my local fabric store, Fabric Mark, I'll link it in the description, and picked up this lovely fabric. This was way out of my league. I could not even begin to understand all of the things that it was asking me to do. So it's taken me months and months and months of learning different pieces of sewing information to even get this done. This doesn't fit me. Because I didn't know anything about fit when I first started and how to find the size on your packaging or how to measure yourself. I've learned so much since then, but I was determined to finish it, and it took me getting my new sewing machine to actually finish it because I was able to do the buttons and the buttonholes on here. I love the fabric. It's really gorgeous and soft and slippery, but this is a learning experience for sure. So the next make for the month is McCall's 5651. This is a vintage pattern that I purchased on Etsy. I wanted to make this backpack here. It seemed super simple and it didn't need a lot of things to make it. So this is what I ended up with. It's this pink velvet with neon yellow green webbing. It came together really simply actually, and I even was confident enough to make an extra pocket on this side. Only problem is it called for these D-rings in this particular size, but I didn't get the webbing in the correct size. So the straps are useless until I change these out for the proper size for this webbing, which is 1 inch. So I will update you on that once that is finished, but otherwise I love it. It holds a lot. I can put my water bottle in here, and I can put some other things on this side that I just want to quick grab, and I love the colors and I love the fabric. I just need to change those D-rings out. Up next is Simplicity 8787, another vintage pattern. I wanted to make something that I could wear at work that was long and would be warm potentially, and so I found this one and I picked it specifically because it said it was easy and I learned my lesson. I wanted to start getting easier patterns. So I found this one and I was like, okay, I have a long torso, so I knew I needed to adjust it. So I did. I made the pattern adjustments and everything, and I fit it to myself, tissue fit it to myself and everything, and it still came out really awful. So this is where I ended up with it before I finished being frustrated and said, hey, I can't do any more on this. I basically finished all of it except putting the legs together because I knew that it just wasn't going to work. And one of the reasons it wasn't going to work was this was before I got a new baby right there. And I was using a very simple sewing machine just because I wanted to train myself. And it could not handle the zipper. I ripped the zipper out two times maybe. And then I just ended up hand sewing in the end, and it still looks like shit. So I kind of just scrapped it. This velvet fabric is amazing, and I got it from a different local shop up here. But, lesson learned, and I don't think I will try the pattern out again just because the fit still didn't work after I did all these adjustments, and I just am so mad. I'm so mad at it. So this is an obvious fail, but I did learn some things about facings and pants that I can hopefully take into my other sewing lessons. Next is Burda Style 6509. I also chose this one because it was a simple pattern and I wanted to just make something that fit and I could wear it. So I came up with this combo. I originally had this fabric in my stash from a trip to Missouri this past summer. And so I really liked it, and I was like, let's try it because it needed a specific kind of fabric for it. So that came out great. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough to make the whole thing. So I ended up having to pick up this matching skirt color at my local fabric store up here. And it came out. It's a success. The only thing I don't like is the fact that there's this juxtaposition here, and my hope is to make a green velvet belt to go with it, so I just need to do that, and then I most likely will wear it. But this was my first one that had pockets in it. Hey! So I was excited to finish it. I still suck at doing hems. I gotta figure it out, but getting there. And look at this, is actually wearable. Amazing. The next two are some alterations that I did to some pieces that I recently acquired. One is this awesome Valentine's Day dress that my meat man gifted me. So excited, and then I put it on and it had my usual problem, which is the bust did not fit. I'm a tiny person in general, but my bust is unusually large for normal clothing, I suppose, because that's always my issue. But I was determined to wear this, so my quick fix was just opening up the side seams and just throwing a little bit of kind of matching fabric in there. It worked, and I did wear it for Valentine's Day at work. I'm a florist, so it was crazy, and it worked, but I would change it out to a stretchier fabric for those little inserts that I did. I think that would be more comfortable, but I just didn't have anything that would match. I had that in my stash, so I used that. But I'm pretty proud of my alteration on the whim to do that. Rock and roll. My next alteration is a super simple one. As I said before, I have a long torso, so any kind of jumper or anything like that is always a pain in the butt for me to get into. But I couldn't resist this little thing from Forever 21, and I was determined to wear it because I wanted some things that I could wear at work that were pants and warm, and I could wear some cool things on top and not just wear pants. So I got this, and it actually had two sets of straps. So it had straps here and it had straps here. And so what I did is I just cut the straps off here and added them to the back, sewed them there, and then just sewed them into this to kind of look like it meant to be like that. And it works. It's actually a little bit too long, but I wanted to err on the side of too long than too short. So I can adjust it, because in winter I wear leggings underneath it, and then in the summer I will not be doing that. So success, alteration success. Last part of this is going to just be some really super simple sews, which were just patch sew-ons. These were all the patches I do are all hand sewn. I haven't gotten the courage to try and use that little baby over there. So this is more like me showing off the patches that I recently got that are cool, and then maybe you'll want some cool patches, and you know, you gotta sew it on, so it's partly. But anyways, this one is an amazing Sailor Moon inspired patch that my meat man got me. Oh, how cool is it? So cool. I don't know if you guys like Sailor Moon, but I love it. I have another jean jacket that has like a bootleg Sailor Moon embroidery on it, so this is really cool. This actual jacket is a secondhand jacket that I picked up because it had this awesome embroidery on top, and I was like, yes please. Other than that, I also sewed this one on, which is I believe just a Mary Mary one, a cheap one. But I thought it went with the theme of where this jacket is headed. And let me grab the other one. Here's the last baby. This one I did for my meat man. This humongous back patch. It's a Grateful Dead something or other. I just thought it was cool. I mean, he thought it was cool, so because he bought it. I don't know if it's like limited edition or something. He found it on Etsy. But I hand sewed this baby on for him to one of his favorite little plaid things. And yeah, he was very appreciative. Thanks so much for watching the first episode of Jemibook Sews. My plan is to put one out every Sunday. Next week's is going to be on things that I'll be making in March. If you have any questions about any of the things I was working on in this video, it should all be in the description box below. But if you have anything else, feel free to leave me a comment. I'll read it.